A few months ago, when it still felt like summer, we cooked the famous Poulet Antiboise by Mrs. Elizabeth David. Chicken with some thinly sliced onions, some black olives, simply roasted in the casserole. It's a wonderful, wonderful summer dish. Today, I want to show you my winter variation, which is now one of my favorite ways to enjoy chicken. The three key ingredients are a good chicken. Today, we have the poulet de racan, which is wonderfully gamey, a big enough pot for the whole chicken, and we have a daikon. If you can't find daikon, you can use turnip. If you can't find turnip but you really want the dish, you can use radish, but I don't know how many you would have to use. For this recipe, a 2 kilo chicken works perfectly with 1 kilo of daikon. So, let's cook some chicken. And this is extremely easy. First, we peel the daikon. If you have a really clean looking one, you can just wash it. I think mine unfortunately aged for a couple of days before I get to shoot this. In Japanese cooking, daikon is always referred to something that tenderizes meat. I have not done any scientific research into that yet, but my own empirical data suggests that it actually works. Now, we grab our ginormous pot. First optional ingredient, kombu, nature's MSG. This imparts a lot of umami on the dish. So, kombu goes to the bottom. And now, the fun bit. We grate some daikon. I always start small and end up here, so we might as well not waste your time and go straight to the bigger one. Once the pot hits the oven, the chicken would first be cooked by the dry heat from the sides of the pot. After a tiny bit, the grated daikon would start to release the moisture and start to steam the chicken. The result is going to be just extremely off-the-bone tender and juicy chicken meat that I like to pick them off the bone before serving. With daikon, the long cooking time really makes a difference in terms of removing the bitterness. Even if you're cooking with just chicken thighs, don't reduce the cooking time. Cook it as long as you would cook a whole chicken. Now, 2 optional ingredients. 1, the scallion white, and we'll use the green for garnish. But if you don't have scallion, you can skip this. Just for a bit more complexity, and we all know scallion and chicken, they work together like magic. Relatively fine, but don't sweat over it. Perfect. I got a lot of shit for sliding my knife like this, apparently. So, sorry. Don't do that. We'll slice these for garnish later. Now, optional ingredient number 2, dry shrimp. It's another umami bomb, full of nature's monosodium glutamate, and it works wonders with daikon. This has been just rinsed with water, not even soaked, because the long cooking time will soften them. You will detect them, unlike a dashi, by the way, yeah? So if you don't like the taste of shrimp, don't add it. The dry shrimp and the daikon and the chicken, it's a wonderful combo, so try it once. Just gonna chop them up so that they integrate seamlessly into the grated daikon. Also help them release their flavors quicker this way. This also offers a bit of contrasting texture. Perfect. Now, optional ingredient number, I lost count. Just remember, you only need 2. Shichimi togarashi adds a lot of complexity and a bit of a kick to the dish. Completely optional. And you can use chili flakes if you like. If you want the pescatarian version of the dish, this is it. Now we give this a bit of a mix, kind of flatten everything. You just want to push the sides down to make sure they don't stick to the side, because otherwise those bits would dry out. They won't burn, but they will dry out in an unpleasant way. So make sure the sides are clean. Now we just add the whole bird. You want to release the wings, by the way, so that they cook more evenly. Whole bird in. I experimented with mixing the grated daikon, or in Poulet Antiboise, the sliced onion, with the bird. It turns out that would actually dry out the daikon, so don't mix it. Now, all we have to do is we salt extremely generously, about 0.6% to the whole weight of the chicken. And this will also help the daikon release a bit of the moisture quicker. Also salt the inside of the bird. Because we're going to pull everything apart, the seasoning would even out itself anyway, so I wouldn't spend too much effort trying to salt the bird everywhere. As you can notice, I've not oiled the dish at all because the dry heat would render out some of the chicken fat. And from experience, the daikon is very good at protecting itself from burning or sticking to the bottom. So there's no need to really add any oil. And also, one thing that differentiates the daikon from the onion is, once they're cooked and wilted, it's very difficult to skim off the fat afterwards. So I'd like to be on the safe side, fat-wise. Now, lid on. This whole thing then goes into a preheated oven at 170 Celsius fan for 90 minutes. After that, you want to rest it for at least 30 minutes, but you could rest it for much longer if you wish, making this one of the best hosting dishes. Even after resting for a couple of hours, you'll get really moist and warm chicken, easy to pick off the bone. So, I'll see you in maybe 3 hours. Heavy. Alright, after 90 minutes in the oven and a 30-minute rest, we have, still very hot, we have a beautiful bird. Oh, just look at that. This whole thing is off the bone tender. So, first, we take our bird. It's gonna fall apart, probably, but it's okay. Leave all the meat juices here. Doesn't really matter. Straight to the serving dish, where we shred it. Now, we take out the kombu, and thank the kombu for its service, for imparting all of nature's umami, all the natural umami. And look at this beauty. Oh my god, the smell is incredible. We set this aside to keep warm while we shred our chicken. The reason why I'm doing it straight from the serving dish is that I want to retain all the juices, all the moisture. So, very clean hands, or a pair of gloves, whichever you prefer. You don't really need the knife, to be honest. It's more to break the skin. So, first, we take the small incision, we take the leg. Look how juicy this is. Wonderful, wonderful. Literally, everything just off the bone. I'm gonna grab a fork because it's really hot. I mean, you don't have to shred it, by the way, but it just works so well when you do. We're gonna make a broth with the bone, so whatever you don't shred, don't worry, they're not gonna go to waste. We set the breast aside for presentation, and we mix the two together. We add the beautiful daikon. Trust me, they are so good. It's incredible. The sweetness from the long cooking is a game changer. You need to give it time. So even if you don't, let's say you don't have a pot this big and you want to just do chicken thighs, still cook it for the same amount. Don't reduce cooking time because you have less meat. The daikon needs the time. And chicken thighs are quite forgiving anyway. Just don't do it with chicken breast. That will not be good. Perfection. Now, we take the chicken breast off the chicken. And put the dress back on. All the chicken bones back into the pot. Cover with water. Lid on. And 1 hour later, you have chicken daikon soup. Now, final touch. We have our sliced scallion green. It will cut through the chicken fat and give you some freshness. And of course, round 2, shichimi togarashi. You know this is fully my recipe when you see scallion and shichimi everywhere. And there you have it, a winter variation of the famous Poulet Antiboise. This is winter daikon chicken. I really, really hope you enjoy. So beautiful, I mean, come on.